Alright, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Red Dragon and we're back in World of Warships, and it's not just any World of Warships battle, it is a ranked battle. That's right, I decided to put on my man pants and try to not suck at ranked battles this season. This is a match from a couple weeks ago, beginning of May, that I wanted to share with you guys because it has kind of a cool clutch moment at the end. Granted, we probably wouldn't have needed the clutch moment had I been paying attention and been a little more cooperative, let's say, with the team, but nonetheless, we are here and we are going to try to make this work as we push into battle here on the hotspot map. You'll notice there are no destroyers, which makes me, the battleship player, very happy. And this is still down, I believe this is around rank 14. I think I started around rank 19 this season, and so this is reasonably into the season, you know, good number of wins under my belt. Of course, in my Tirpitz, because if we're playing tier 8 ships, we're going to be playing the Tirpitz just because I'm a battleship player. It is a very, I don't want to say tanky battleship, but it's a good brawling battleship, so it's good for kind of fitting into different situations fairly easily. And I like to be a tad aggressive with it most of the time. This batch is a little interesting, but I think it's good for the clutch situation. It's good for the we need to take damage and do work for the team. I think it's a great ship for that. Plus, if you get it decked out with the captain skills that, you know, kind of buff your secondaries, buff your damage repair, damage control. Very, very good ship. So if you're looking for a premium ship to get, keep an eye out for the Tirpitz because it is worth it. Meanwhile, we are on our way into our first couple back and forths with the enemy this match. Our team is kind of, as most ranked battle teams are, they have 3 or 4 different plans, but we kind of all either consciously or subconsciously agree on one. Most of us are going to push A to C. 2 of us, a cruiser and a battleship, are going to push around the back and kind of harass them in their own spawn pretty much, which works very effectively. As you'll see, it kind of forces the enemy team to hesitate and park it in B for a little too long. Opening salvo's fired. Not sure what the the New Orleans is shooting at, but I'm targeting the Amagi, do a nice 7,300 on her, and the other friendly ships are following suit. Big Citadel on the Amagi, she's going to go down very quick. The New Orleans is turning away, and the Tirpitz and Bama are also, so I'm not really confident in putting shots on them, but if this Amagi is going to keep giving me a broadside, then I will take it. Shots out. It's a little fast and furious in this part of the battle, so I'm going to be trying to keep you up to date on what's happening, but I'll probably fail miserably. Everyone's pretty much agreeing to focus fire on the Amagi. She's not burning. She was, but not anymore. She used her damage control. My shots are out again, and I'm deciding to follow the Tirpitz that is ahead of me into Cap Point C. It is being captured right now. Again, at the time, my brain was thinking, oh god, there's a destroyer in there, forgetting temporarily that there were no destroyers in the game, so you're going to actually see me launch my spotting aircraft in an attempt to spot the non-existent destroyer. Yay me. Alright, Amagi is down, shots out on the New Orleans, hoping to get some citadels at range. I don't know what it is with this New Orleans. Throughout this match, I'm never able to quite get a good fix on his course and speed. So that's just my potato aim. But hey, what are you gonna do? You gotta try where you can. Alright, New Orleans is turned around. We're gonna get more salvos out on him. And as we approach C, the battle's gonna kind of slow down for us at least. Taking stock of what has happened so far, all of our teammates are fairly good. We're all here, none of us have died. The enemy team has lost an Amagi, which is huge. No big guns firing at range from her anymore. Our teammate Commander Crazy has pointed out that it is the French cruiser, the Charles Martel, that is capturing. So not utterly terrifying, but she does have torpedoes, so we do want to watch out for those. And the enemy team is slowly creeping up on points, but we are going to contest and hopefully capture C here, so that should not be a problem too much longer. As we kind of get into this lull in the battle, I want to talk about what's going to happen is something that it happens to all of us in World of Warships games. As the match starts to reach its critical moment, let's say, there's a lot of debate of whether or not what certain teammates are doing is the, let's just say, correct thing to be doing. Maybe. There's a lot of, oh, is this the right decision? Should you be sailing here? Why are you shooting at that target? And I'll admit, in hindsight, I didn't make all the correct decisions, and it shows, but ultimately, at least in my opinion, I think a good way to gauge a player's talent, especially in games like this, in any video game, is the willingness to go, I made a mistake, but the skill and the knowledge of how to correct it and capitalize on the opportunity to correct it. And I won't deny, the enemy team definitely helped by not making all the wise decisions toward the end of the match. But, you know, I think we all have moments like that. So I think it's fair to say that the end of this match isn't a spectacular, you know, me versus 5 death match, but it isn't a handed to me win. There is some risk and some skill involved, at least in my opinion. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Alright, so this Charles Martel capped and got the heck out of there. This Tirpitz and I are being followed by another battleship. I believe it's the North Carolina, and a cruiser, which I believe is the oh god, what's the Russian? The Moskva, not the Moskva, that's a tier 10. Oh, the Kutuzov. There we go, the Kutuzov. I believe that's what's following us in here. You're gonna see me kind of, in a minute, kind of get stuck between, do I shoot at the French cruiser, do I shoot at the American cruiser? Do I shoot this gap and push A? Do I try to shoot, you know, try to back up the, not Kutuzov, the Molotov, that's what it is, the Molotov. Again, that's part of my not-so-lightning-fast decision-making, and I think part of that came from me and this other Tirpitz were battleships, and we're stuck in this cluster of small islands. So if we hesitate for a moment, we get stuck someplace we don't necessarily want, or maybe even should be. But at this time, the enemy team has lost no more ships, but we have lost a battleship and a cruiser, and that would be the battleship and cruiser that harassed their flank at the beginning of the game. They did their job. They kept the enemy very bottlenecked in A, but unfortunately now that they are down, the only ship left to defend our cap is a single New Orleans, which is not going to last long against a Tirpitz, a Bismarck, and at least one other battleship whose type I cannot recall off the top of my head. I believe it's it is another. Oh, it looks like an enemy North Carolina. So that is not going to end well. But our teammates have recognized this. They called out in chat a minute ago, hey, they're pushing A. Tirpitz's, you need to kind of go put the pressure on. But at the time, I hate to admit it, I wasn't paying attention in chat. I was kind of getting tunnel visioned on the Charles Martel. I was hoping that, just one more salvo, I'll nail 3 citadels on it, and then I can go home happy and do the rest of my thing. But of course, as you'll see, I shoot, don't get the citadel, so I'm like, oh, just one more salvo. And again, just one more salvo. And I kind of get caught in a bad place. And again, Commander Crazy is doing the correct thing. He's telling us, hey, don't worry about the French cruiser, push A. Keep them from getting A. I, however, am not listening. Because I don't know. I wish I could tell you what was going through my head at the time. I think I was just being a little trigger happy for the French cruiser. And again, I'll admit, not the greatest thing. Poor decision making on my part. And again, I'm doing the thing where, do I shoot at the French cruiser because he's there and just to get him out of the way, or do I shoot at the New Orleans, who is giving me a good broadside? Again, poor hesitation and poor decision making on my part, and because I'm too busy thinking about all that, I ran aground like an idiot. So, let's jump forward to when I'm not stuck on this island like an idiot. Alright, so a few seconds later really, I am off the rocks. The French cruiser is dead. He and our Molotov mutually torpedoed each other, and Commander Crazy, the captain of that Molotov, is getting a little annoyed with me in the North Carolina, and honestly, in hindsight, deservedly so, because we are not in the position we should be. We are in C. The enemy has captured A from us, and they're slowly ticking ahead on points, and our New Orleans is running for his life. And at this moment, there's going to be a comment made in the chat, which we've all seen, either directed toward us, directed toward another player, or that maybe you and I certainly have directed at another player. And that's the "you've lost us the game" comment. And there it is. And you two BBs cost us the game. Good job. That kind of annoyed me, because it's like, okay, the game's not over. It definitely looks like it could be, and part of me was like, yeah, I screwed up, but another part of me is like, it's not over. There's still almost 6 minutes. We're behind on points, but not impossibly so. And our health pool is decent, even though there's 2 on 3. So, taking that little bit of negativity from our teammate and turning it into raw willpower, I'm going to make a run for Bravo. Simply because I have faith that my Tirpitz can handle a couple blows. Even ones as powerful as that. I'm looking at the points. We're down to less than 100 points till the enemy team wins. I see the Atago, who is not staying stealthed up. I focus my secondaries on the closest ship. I get my guns to bear on the Atago, who is sailing broadside on with that low health. He goes unspotted. I blind fire. He gets spotted again. I pray that my shells land. There it is. Atago sunk, points pulled back to almost even. The enemy team does admit their Atago was an idiot, and that's what I said when I said earlier the enemy team kind of helped us win this. That's what I mean. They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Alright. Tirpitz giving me broadside and aiming at me. Our secondaries are going at each other. I am still making a full-on run to Bravo. Or Alpha, I should say. I'm looking at the map wrong. Yes, I'm running toward Bravo. Don't mind me. It's like 1 in the morning while I'm recording this. I'm hoping and praying that we can sink this Tirpitz before they hit 1,000. We've hit 900 points there at 938. They will get to 1,000 before us mathematically. Obviously, they hold more caps. Broadside on the Tirpitz. Decent hits, not enough to sink her. I have no more repairs. I have no more damage repair parties left. This is the last of my health pool. The North Carolina is bow tanking against the Tirpitz. The Tirpitz is bow tanking against the Carolina. The Tirpitz is praying his secondaries land hits on me, which they are not doing very well at. Broadside on the Tirpitz. Tirpitz is down. We've pulled the points back in our favor, 966 to 930. The Bismarck is firing at me. I have stopped firing in a vain attempt to hopefully go unspotted, but I think the Bismarck is just too close. I'm gonna I believe there we go. I spammed to the North Carolina. I need you to make yourself the target. You have a better health pool than me right now. I need him to be shooting at you. But then I glance up at my screen. I see the points are in our favor. I desperately trying to go unspotted. I giving him the narrowest target I can. And there it is. The math is going to work in our favor. 996 to 990. 998 to 992. And 1,000 to 994 by the miracle of God. Pulled that win out of our hats. Yeah, I was very satisfied with that. I'm like, you know what? Let's take the negativity from the teammate, even though truthfully it was deserved. I was not in the position I should have been, nor was that North Carolina at the time. But we turned our act around, and I think that at least should be noted. But yeah, victory. 66,000 damage, which I'll be honest is about an average damage roll for me in ranked battles. It just is. It is what it is. You know, ranked battles, there's less ships to shoot at, less of a health pool. Sunk 2 ships, again, very cool. Dreadnought achievement. And again, secondary gun battery hits. Our team did really well. The friendly Tirpitz sunk 2 ships. I believe he sunk the Amagi. Commander Crazy sunk 2 ships as well. Great work by him. The enemy Bismarck was the only one that stayed alive. He downed one of our ships. All around a very good game. Very good game by both teams. It just came down to, at the end, who was in the right position, who was making the right choices, who was making the wrong choices. Yeah. All in all, a good game. I will admit, this will be the last thing I say about this game. I will admit, after the battle, I did send a private message to Commander Crazy. I said, hey, I said something to the effect of, those two battleships just won you a star. You're welcome. You know, something to that effect. Something very cheeky and rude, to be honest. And he came back about 5 minutes later and he said, yeah, I went back and watched, because he saw, you know, it popped up that he won that battle. He said he went back and watched and congratulated us and said, great job. And I went back and I apologized and I said, you know, that was really petty of me. I'm sorry. I was, you know, a little annoyed at that moment, but it's one of those things where I'm willing to say, you know what, I was angry. I did make wrong choices in that battle, but it worked out for the better. So, like I said so long ago in I think it was called Good Karma, Bad Karma. Just be positive. Don't be that guy in the chat. Don't be that teammate. You know, I sometimes end up being that teammate because people's stupidity amazes me. But just remember that sometimes the stupid one might be you. And with that, I will leave that video here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to post another video that I recorded earlier today. That was my battle that got me to tier 10. Again, also in the Tirpitz, not super amazing, but it was live commentary, so that's probably going to be a little more interesting to watch. And hopefully, I'll have a couple good games in my Baltimore. I'm kind of stuck at tier 10 right now, because American cruisers I'm good with them, but the Baltimore is still very new to me, and taking it out in ranked battles as the first big step is a little challenging. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time, and have a great day.